Okay, so welcome everyone. This is Gentle Restorative. I do plan on moving us in the beginning and then hopefully having time to restore at the end. We are moving towards a new moon. The new moon is this weekend. I was feeling it in my body in that previous class. I was tuckering out and leaving some poses out and then asking them, okay, leaving the arm balances out unless you really want them. And everybody looked at me and gave me this nod. So I don't know if they were feeling it too, or if they just didn't want to go there. But what I wanted to talk about today is something that was kind of shared or shown to me yesterday. And then I listened to a podcast this morning and they were talking about something similar. And I thought, let's just talk about this one kind of idea or topic, which is, valor, and having valor when we're facing obstacles, challenges, or any type of battles in life. So if you look at that term valor, valor is having extreme courage, and you're very strong in your mind and spirit. And my sister that I've talked about this year, who's been battling breast cancer, she's just been soldiering through this. And every time she sends a Caring Bridge update, I open it immediately. It's the first email. If I see that on my email list, it's the first thing I open, because she's a great writer and she's able to share her story and her journey, but with humor and with so much faith and confidence that she's going to get through it. And it's just been inspiring, And she sent me something personally yesterday that I can't share with you because she hasn't shared it publicly. Otherwise, I would be happy to share it with you. But she basically wrote this, I don't know if you could consider it a poem. It's written like a poem, but it's about her journey. And it was 2 pages long. And the way she wrote it and just how matter of fact it was so beautiful and so insightful. And here's that right here. And I don't know, it just made me realize how much stronger she is in her mind and spirit that I even gave her credit for in the beginning, because in the beginning of it, I was worried because I know how her mind typically thinks. And I thought she would really go down the negative train pretty quickly, and she hasn't. And that is contributed to the valor that she was able to pull up inside of her. So we've all dealt with obstacles and battles and troubling situations and challenges. And that's what I want you to consider as part of your practice today. How we all have this inner reservoir of strength and resilience and power inside. But how can we tap into it? How can we pull it up? How can we demonstrate it? How can we be an example of that? So the podcast I was listening to this morning, I'm going to share this with you quickly. It was talking about how we have been ascending, we are evolving into this new dimension, which is hard to recognize or realize when all we know is third density reality. All we know is what we've been able to see, hear, taste, and touch. But we're starting to break through the veil. And that veil that we talk about in yoga is the veil of forgetfulness, the veil of illusions, the veil of separateness. And so even though it feels exhausting to be going through this time, there is something good coming. And so they were talking about in 5th dimensional reality where we're headed. These are the things that we should be considering, whether or not we're aligning and demonstrating these things. And the first one is valor in the face of struggle. Dignity when we're challenged, accused, or belittled. Compassion when we're misunderstood. Loyalty without self-sacrifice. Justice and not revenge. Holding grace even in lower vibrational fields. Forgiving those that have hurt us, practicing wisdom over intellect, practicing discernment when speaking or seeking truth, having courage and discipline over laziness, commitment to a conscious path, tolerance over self-centeredness, integrity and humbleness over arrogance, hope over despair, and this is what I love, because it says love, only love, love over anything and everything else. And so if you look at that whole list that I just read, all of that could be a branch or an aspect or an expression of love. So what I want us to tap into is that unconditional love that can bring valor in the face of struggle, that can bring, loyalty and discipline and tolerance and compassion and grace and hope and all of these things that we really need to be reminded of right now. So what I want us to begin with is a pose. So we're actually going to begin in a child's pose. So remember, in child's pose, your legs can be together or they can be apart. Depending on what feels good, and you can bring for the belly or bring for your chest. Your blocks are going to be used for this. The hands are going to be on the blocks. And we're going to reach the arms out, hands shoulder distance apart. And then the head is just going to be in line with the upper arm bone. So we're not trying to drop the head to the floor. It's just going to kind of hover and hang out. So, Debbie, you're going to take the bolster in front of you. If anyone is having difficulty with their knees, you're going to follow my new instructions.
Okay.
So your bolster will line up underneath your thighs and around the pelvis. The belly's going to hang on. I haven't tried this with the blocks, so I'm trying it, not so great. We're not going to use the blocks there, okay? You're just going to cross your arms and place your head down. So child's pose with blocks, arms extended to get traction in your back, traction in your arms, a deep stretch for the lymph nodes to get flushed out, and for the lymphatic tissues to drain in the chest. And just go ahead and take some deep breaths. If you haven't started your pranayama, I would suggest either the Ujjayi breath, which is that soft whispering sound, or the diaphragmatic breaths, which are quieter, and you'll experience more of a wave-like sensation. Let's just take 3 more breaths here. And then whichever position you're in, you're going to slide one block off to the side. You're going to land your elbows to the floor, picking up a singular block. And you're going to crawl the elbows out in front of you. And then releasing the head in between the arms. So notice the stretch has changed. We're now activating and stretching out the tricep muscles, the deltoid muscles. Slow, deep, rhythmic breathing. So when we're working the arms, the shoulders, the chest, we're working into the heart chakra. Remember, valor means extreme courage, strength in mind and spirit. 3 more breaths. Slowly lower the block. Slide your hands back. And then shift into tabletop position. So you can move the props out of the way. From tabletop position, think about being at the center of a clock. You're facing 12, but your hands are gonna walk over now to face 1 and 2. Now your right hand facing 2 is gonna stay as is, but your left arm is gonna extend out towards that imaginary 1, and you're gonna dip about halfway towards the floor. Now, sometimes I suggest putting a little grip in your hand, doing that push-pull effect, but let's just keep it gentle. Let's just be here today. Just work into your left side body. Breathe into that left lung. Inhale, slowly come back up. Walk your hands across the mat over to the left side. What would be 10 and 11? Keep your left hand, the short end of the clock. Let your right arm reach out. Approaching the pose the same way today. Breathing into the right lung, opening up the right side body. Activating these energetic channels. Affirming strength and courage. Fill up my body cells. Filled with power. Inhale, gently slide your right hand back. Walk your hands back to the sticky mat. Now we've been opening up the shoulders for a bit. So go ahead and curl your toes under. Launch into downward facing dog. So I mentioned when we work the arms and the shoulders, we're essentially working into the heart center. But when we extend the arms, we're also helping to extend the back. Now we're not going to be really extending the back here unless we force the hands down and unless we really force the hips to fly up. So you also need the lower body contributing if you want the traction through the back. Take some smooth deep breaths in and out through your nose. And then go ahead and walk and travel your hands back towards your feet. Once you lower the heels down, go ahead and bow over to your Uttanasana. Nodding your head yes. And nodding your head no. So allowing the crown of the head to face the floor if possible. You're collecting here at the crown of the head. The crown chakra represents the state of union. We are established in the state of union, we don't experience that feeling of separateness. So let's break through the veil. On your next in breath, go ahead and root down to the soles of the feet. Take your time sweeping the arms to your sides and up overhead. When your arms reach up overhead, pause here. Turn your palms to face one another. Yeah, I know there's a lot of this happening. If that feels better for you, that's fine. But really, we should be doing all of it. So have your hands facing each other first, and we'll get to the other alignments if you prefer. Exhale, begin to fold into your Uttanasana, standing forward fold. And then inhale, walk it out to plank. So just stepping down your mat, one palm at a time. till your hands are landed right up underneath the head of the shoulder bones, and you're supporting your weight here. Good. On your next out breath, go ahead and press back. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Affirming as you hold, calmness can radiate throughout every fiber of my being. Walk your hands back again towards your toes, land your heels, folding over to your Uttanasana. Taking the weight off your knees, stacking your hips, your knees, your ankles. Similar to the way in plank, we stack shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Next, inhale, root down to soar up. When you come up, now go ahead and take the palms to face forward. So really the shoulders have the ball and socket joints. So we should be allowed to take the arms in many different positions. On the exhale, gently begin to hinge and fold. Coming back to Uttanasana. Support folds on. They also help us in the aspect of letting go. Let's go ahead and walk the hands out before us. Coming back into a plank. Establishing ourselves here, keeping the body long and strong, and the breath equally long and strong. You can even affirm, I am strong and resilient. I am full of valor. All right, let's push back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk the hands back towards the feet. Returning to Uttanasana. On your next in breath, bring it all the way back up. All right, with your arms at the top, I want you to roll your pinkies in towards your temples. Spread the fingers, feel the action in the shoulders. And then you're going to turn your thumbs and rotate your hands out. And then bring the arms down and hands to heart center. All right, now we're going to meditation step forward. Inhaling, stepping forward. Exhale, drawing down to the ball of the foot, peeling up your back heel. Inhale, step forward. And as you exhale, land the foot. And just meditationally walk one step at a time. So then once you come to the top of the mat, you're going to step back with your right foot, keeping that front knee bent. And then once you kind of turn your torso to the right, let your back foot be parallel to the short edge side. Okay, now take your arms out, palms open, and then roll open through your left thigh bone. Inhale, straighten the front leg, float the arms up. Good, exhale, lunge the knee and gaze out over the left hand. You're almost there. Inhale, straighten the front leg, and then lift the arms. And then exhale, lunge the knee. So you're going back and forth. Good, inhale, one more. And exhale it out. Okay, roll up with your left knee, Heather. That's it. Good, straighten out your back leg. Down. Yeah, good. Good, now turn your left foot in, place your hands to your hips. Roll the shoulders back and gently hinge forward. Then you can lower the hands down to help you with balance. And you're welcome to forward fold. Now, if you have a tendency to experience vertigo, you may want to have your hands stacked below your shoulders and keeping the torso more parallel to the floor. On your next inhale, go ahead and step the hands out in front of you. Place your hands back to your hips. Push down to the soles of the feet and gently lift. Good. Rotate your left foot to the front. Step to the top of the mat. We're going to step back with the left foot. Swivel the heel down. You maybe have to baby step it back. That front knee aligned over the ankle. And then take the arms out, shoulder height, palms open to the heavens. From Virabhadrasana 2, we're going to move. So as we inhale, straighten the front leg, float the arms up to frame the face, and then exhale onto the knee, and then you can turn your head and gaze over the right hand. Inhale, the neck can neutralize, chin back in line with your chest as you straighten out. And then as you exhale, come back to Virabhadrasana 2. Good, one more. Good, now inhale, go ahead and come back up, turn your right foot in, and as you exhale, take your arms out to the sides, palms facing down, and then go ahead and hinge from your hips. See if it's possible, and if you can't, that's okay, but see if it's possible to place the peace move for the first 2 fingers around each big toe, and then fan the arms away from your knees. This is a different variation of Prasarita Padottanasana. Good, now remove the mudra from the feet, stack the hands up underneath the shoulders, lift halfway up. Restack the hands to the hips, slowly build up to stand. Rotate your right foot, you can lunge that knee, and drag or step that left foot forward. Good. That helped with hip stiffness. All right, we're gonna go back into the shoulders. We're gonna do this from standing. So as you inhale, we're gonna lift the right arm up. Now notice this palm is facing the left wall. Rotate now your hand to face the back wall. Yes, once you do that, bend the elbow like you're about to give yourself a pat on the back. Now, this may happen. If that happens, I want you to take the free hand over and bring that elbow closer towards the side of the head. So take your free hand, hug this arm in. Now take this left arm behind your back and just have it at the sacrum at first. And then see if it's possible. Can you glide the left hand up towards your mid-back, towards your shoulder blades, or maybe meeting your right fingers? Don't worry if you can't, because that's a lot. It's okay to be here. On your out breath, you're going to come out of Gomukhasana arms by removing only the top hand. You're going to let your left hand slide back to your sacrum, and the right arm is going to cross under and then hold. Hold and breathe. This working out okay? With your shoulders and arms. One more breath. Breathe into the heart for extreme courage. And relax the right hand into the left. All right, shake it out. All right, left arm next. Build it up. This palm facing the right wall. And then rotate the hand to face the back wall. And then bend the elbow. Again, if it flops out, well, even if it doesn't, use your free hand to tuck it in. Notice when you tuck it in, that extra little lift you get in your side body. Breathing into it, and then let's free up the right hand. And at first, just be here. And it may be restricted where you can't move the hand anymore, and that's okay, just do what you can. If possible, wiggle or slide the hand up. This side's not as easy for me. It may be easier for you. And then close your eyes a moment. I'm gonna affirm mentally within. Free in my heart, I choose to live without fear. I am full of valor. I am strong in mind and spirit. And now slip your right hand down again to your low back. And then free up your left arm and cross it below the other. Stand up tall. Arms down behind your back. And sometimes with the arms even down behind us, it's a very kind of vulnerable feeling. So just notice if that comes up for you. And release the arms. Shake it out. All right, and stand strong on the left leg. We're gonna take the left hand to the hip. We're gonna balance on that leg. And so maybe your Padangusthasana A today is just standing on the mound of the right big toe. Maybe you can hold the knee and flex the foot. And see if you can turn over in front of the hip. Good, bring it back. And forward. Right second side, shift the weight to the right. Right hand to the waist. Maybe your Padangusthasana A today is just this movement. Maybe you can catch the knee and flex the foot. And then open out. Padangusthasana B. Bring it to center and release. Awesome. Separate your feet wide. And we're going to drape the left arm down in front of the chest. You got it. That's it. And we're going to be kind of like a rag doll. So we're going to go really slow. And we are just casually rolling down. Slowly but surely, inch by inch. And then when you feel or find a sweet spot, that sweet spot is a tense spot. Be there and hold it and breathe into it. And it may be halfway down. It may not be to your full range of flexibility. This helps to target what's called a QL muscle. It has a much fancier name than that, but you know those scientific names. I'm not even going to begin to try to pronounce it. All right, use your left shoulder to slowly come back. Does that feel okay for you? Yeah, I'm not sure a lot of people. You want to do a squat instead? Yeah, do a squat instead. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was coming up. I was like, if I think I feel so good. Yeah, because we're kind of rounding out. Yeah, do a squat. Let's get the other side. All right, right arm is going to cross over and then start to slowly hinge. And it is a rounding out, and it's not really about flexibility of hamstrings. This is really trying to move into the low mid back range.
And see, on this side, I hardly feel anything there. You may find that you're good on both sides. You may find, oof, there's more sensation on one. So start to bring it up with the right shoulder. Okay, we're gonna turn the heels in. And Deb, you just come down. However that works for you. We're gonna come down for a squat.
Yeah, I know. Wow, that's even, I'm impressed by that, Debbie. That's awesome. You're turning from knee surgery, so you gotta be really careful. All right, we're gonna come on down. Feet out in front. The left shoulder is gonna slide down to the inside of the left knee, and the left palm can just rest open. And the right arm is gonna lift us up and roll us back. So you are trying to push into that left thigh with your left arm so that you're rotating through your belly, rotating through your chest. Good, exhale, release. You can slide the right shoulder down. You're pushing that arm into the thigh so that as you radiate the left arm up towards the sky, you can also push into that right side to roll open through your left side. Release. All right. Now we're ready to restore. We're going to take 2 blocks with the bolster on top for 7 inch. I would separate those like columns a little bit more. Find where it's balanced. Big blocks. Flip onto your back. Take the legs on top. If you grab a towel, you are welcome to cover the eyes. Does anybody want the towel in the eyes? Yes, one. Everybody else? And this is a good, I'll take one. Sure. This is a good time to also remember that you have a blanket. So maybe your blanket would be better positioned to pat your head. Maybe you would like the blanket to cover your body or to weigh you down in a certain part of your body. Sometimes it's nice to have the blanket on the shins. Sometimes it's nice to have it wrapped over the abdomen. That's a Swarupa way. It's a what? Swarupa. It's a style of yoga. That's what they do.
Here I go, I just made it.
Remember, it's possible to transmute energy, to create some inner power. Through the power of your breath, as well as your attitude. Settle down and into your body. feel completely supported.
Go ahead and begin to roll over to a right side.
Unless you're expecting me to go left. Slowly. By the way, I want you to see what Susan did. So Smart Rupa Yoga actually does that for this pose. They stack 3 bolsters. I never say go grab 3 bolsters, but that's a lot to carry around. But that is a thing, and it is stable if you ever want to switch it up. The bolster is going to be behind our backs. And Debbie, I'm not sure if you can visualize this pose. You can have your legs straight if you want.
Okay.
And if you want, you may not want the blocks under the backs, but you may need that to support your hips or knees. We'll take recline butterfly here. It might be better in that straight here. It's another option.
Okay.
Just let yourself take rest. Focus for a moment on experiencing the wave of the breath rolling between the belly and chest. Belly being the place of strength and resilience. The heart being where we tap into that love, courage, matters of the spirit. Adding in the affirmations, I am strong and resilient. I am brave, full of courage. I am filled with valor. Your next in breath, I want you to float your knees up and extend your legs out and be here. Nice in breath. I want you to slide your feet back, but keep them wide apart so that your knees can rock side to side in the windshield wipe twist. Ashley, you can roll to the left. The rest of us will roll off to the right. Debbie, whatever way is better for you. And take your time a minute to sit. When you do, sit comfortably. Join your hands together in prayer position. Focus has been on valor. I hope you are able to tap into your own strength of mind and spirit today. If not, know it resides within, and you can tap into that when you drop into your heart, into the core and essence of who you are. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste, namaste. Showing up today. Have a beautiful week.